Welcome to the Las Vegasville podcast, brought to you by Jump Studios, where we cover topics related to everything happening around Sin City, including the social media scene, food, and a whole lot more, with some of the best, most popular accounts around the city, and talk about their success in Vegas and beyond. I'm your host, Philip Zhang, aka Las Vegas Phil. Check me out on IG or TikTok. On with the show. Welcome to this week's show. After taking a week off, in our circle of Las Vegas foodies, pretty much every IG or TikTok creator, their wish is to make it big on YouTube. But obviously, that's way easier said than done. Of course, YouTube Shorts have been an awesome thing for a lot of us, but the long format stuff still remains a mystery that many of us, myself included, feel like it's a daunting thing, and we don't even know where to start, to be honest. Dan Nguyen, better known as Dan vs. World on YouTube, has been chopping away at this for the last 5 years with his awesome travel and food experiences. He has amassed over 38K subs on YouTube and has blown up many restaurants along the way. I've been flattered to be featured in 3 of his videos. The first one we ever did became one of his biggest with over 227K views. I know for a fact his vlogs bring in a lot of people. I mean, Bulldogies mentioned it to me. I actually get recognized from Dan's videos quite a bit in places that I've been. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Dan and the DVW fam to the podcast. Yeah. Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I know the DVW family can be a tongue twister. It's funny, like right before this, someone also had a tongue twister, but even me sometimes. But yeah, it's right here. That's the acronym for Dan vs. World. Thank you, Las Vegas Phil, for having me. He's been a great guest on my show, and now I'm on this show. But yeah, introduction? Cool, yeah. So I'm Dan vs. World. I'm on YouTube. My content mainly focuses on food and travel. I do a lot of stuff in Los Angeles, LA, the West Coast of the US, but I also do travel vlogs all around the globe. I just came back from a trip from Spain.
This looked epic.
Yeah. Love Mexican food. Always go down there for some food vlogs, but yeah, basically food and travel content on YouTube.
Awesome. How did you choose the handle?
Dan vs. World.
Why is it versus? Couldn't it be with the world?
Yeah, that's true. I wanted it to kind of be tight, concise, kind of like, I don't know. I just did Dan vs. World. I was going to do Dan vs. Food, but then that's too limited. World, it could have been with anything. But because I started my YouTube content with traveling, I wanted to include like some of the world. But yeah, I think you talked to me about that yesterday. So I kind of started off with travel stuff primarily. So I did world, and then I started doing more food. But yeah, just happened to be.
I did a bit of a deep dive, and honestly, like out of the first 20 videos, you went from Amsterdam to France to wherever, and you hardly did any U.S. content.
Yeah.
And really, not much U.S. content at all until lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
And where you had no choice.
Yeah.
But did you just want to stay away from the U.S. stuff?
No, that's actually an interesting thing that you brought up, because that was a big shift in my content. But so the story goes, I studied abroad in the Netherlands, in a city called Utrecht. It's about 30 minutes away from Amsterdam, the main city in the Netherlands people probably know about. So when I was there, I was doing a lot of travel content all around Europe. And I just got a bunch of footage on my phone, the camera I had at the time, a Nikon, and I was doing a lot of, travel content, videos. Not real vlogs like I do today, but I took all that footage, and then I started making travel guides. And then during the lockdown, I'm sure you guys know about that, a lot of places were closed. So I wasn't able to visit as many places as I would weekly or daily during my vlogs. So that's when I doubled down on the Vegas content, because I'm sure you guys know, around that time, Vegas was one of the few cities that were pretty, let's say, liberal, like open during that time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very cool. Why YouTube? Why did you choose that as your main platform?
Oh, so I've always loved YouTube. I came up on YouTube just watching the OG influencers on YouTube back in the day. I was a big Timothy De La Ghetto fan. Just like comedy, that was my niche I would always watch. So I always had a knack for YouTube, so it was a no-brainer for me. Wanted to do that long-form content, and I always love food, so yeah.
Very cool. And then, are you doing this full time? Do you still have a job?
I'm doing it full-time now, yes.
Okay. When did you make the leap?
I made the leap around, say, a year and a half or 2 years, but I would do things relating to, content creation, freelance, digital media work, videography, photography, stuff like that, within the same realm. And yeah, then I made that leap.
Okay. Was it tough to do, or how long were you thinking about?
Well, I was always, I graduated college in 2017. I always had a love for, watching YouTube, but maybe a couple years before I graduated, I said, hey, I want to do content. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make me money. I just want to make long form content. And so I would say I started around 2017, just making vlogs. But then it took me maybe around 2 years to make money, and then 3 years to make a little bit more money.
Sure.
Yeah.
Consistency is king, especially for something like this, because you're chopping away, trying out different things. Because the way, you look at that Amsterdam video and the videos that you put out now, it's yeah, completely.
Yeah. I watch a lot of YouTube gurus, and they always say the same thing, like, just get started. You're going to look back at your old videos and be very embarrassed and cringe. So, like how you said, my videos back then are nothing like my videos now. But I don't cringe at them. I just think it's part of the process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When was your first trip to Vegas?
Oh, since I was a wee lad.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go with my family a lot. Being from SoCal, I know a lot of people could relate to this. I would just, how young was I? I must have been here as a baby, but my family likes to go to Vegas a lot. My dad likes to gamble. He doesn't gamble too much anymore, but so it has like that nostalgic feel to me. I'd always hit Circus, all the arcades. Vegas was a lot different back then. So I would say in my toddler years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you turn 21, has your perspective on Vegas changed, or do you still think of it as a family nostalgic thing?
I wouldn't say family friendly, but I don't see it as the adult playground as some people might see it, where they just go here for the clubs. I would say I think Vegas is very diverse. You have that family friendly atmosphere. You have food, entertainment. So I would say Vegas is a great spot for any type of tourist. Yeah.
Agreed. When did you feel traction happening? Because I found that old video 4 years ago where you celebrated 1K subs.
Oh, yeah.
Which was really cool. I mean, just a great time in your life.
Oh, man.
But when did you know eventually I'll be able to just do this full time? Was it one video?
I think it was around the lockdown. It's weird because during that time, a lot of my friends as well, can I shout them out right now?
Yeah.
Like Jcation, Norma Helly, people who were in Vegas doing content, and that's around the time I met them. I would say a lot of our content got a boost from viewers. So it was almost like a high, because so many people were locked down that they were just consuming a lot of content. So, every video I would drop in Vegas, it doesn't matter kind of what topic it was, I would say it had pretty good engagement. So I kind of just rode that wave during that time. And yeah, around that time, that's when I knew that I could make content and people are going to watch it if it's valuable.
Yeah, Norma's been on here before, and she did mention that had it not been for coronavirus, she'd probably still be a concierge at Mirage.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of great talent like that kind of came up during that time because everyone had time to watch.
Yeah, always a silver lining.
For sure. Let's talk about Vegas crew a little bit. Well, actually, let's talk more about Vegas. People are shocked that you don't live in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Dan versus World Exposed. No, I'm kidding. I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking to JT the other day, and he really could not believe I didn't live in Vegas. But I do a lot of batch producing, so I'll come here for a couple of days, somewhere in between 3 to 5 usually. and I'll just get it done, and then I'll release my content. So when you guys are watching my YouTube content, I most likely am not in that area by the time the video drops. So yeah, I do a lot of that.
And before the pandemic, it's really surprised me that all the popular YouTube vloggers focused on Vegas didn't live in Vegas at all. Yeah, like All You Can Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Ruby was doing the same thing. She was just jamming in so many shoots from Wisconsin. So talk to me about that. So say when we travel here, you're scheduling three separate videos?
Like per day? Oh yeah, that's average. Some days I could go 5 videos or 5 spots videos. Some days I could go 2. When I do make a trip to Vegas, no less than 1 per day. But on average, it's about 3 videos or topics a day. So if I'm here 3 days, it's usually 8 to 9 stops or topics. Here 5, it'll be, I can't do math right now, 15.
Right.
Yeah.
And then how do you edit it? Like, talk to me about that process now.
My editing, I would up until maybe 3 months ago, or maybe 3 to 6 months ago, I would edit all my content. Final Cut Pro, I use that. I would edit all my stuff, but lately I've been working with an editor to just pump out content a little bit faster. But yeah, I usually edit all my own stuff on Final Cut Pro.
Very cool. So yeah, going back to the crew in Vegas, and you mentioned Norma, Jaycation, a lot of those guys. How did you initially meet? How did you find each other?
Oh, so I was watching Jaycation vlogs. He was similar to me, where Jaycation was doing YouTube way before me. When I was making my content in Europe, I was watching some of his videos abroad, like in Greece or Italy. And I think he got started maybe a couple years before me, because that's when I was doing my content. So I'd watch his videos, and then when I actually started making videos here, I saw he was getting a little bit more traction, and I knew he lived in San Diego. I think I reached out to him first, and then we did our first video at Lucha Libre in San Diego. I don't know if you heard of that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty popular California burrito spot. San Diego's popularized by, or California burritos are very popular in San Diego. It's like the potatoes, the carne asada, cheesy, huge burritos. So we did a video there. I think we both filmed it for both of our channels. I met him, and then I started doing Vegas content, and then I think he reached out to me to do some collabs in Vegas. And that first or second trip, we did a video at Tacos El Gordo. He wanted both me and Norma to feature on his channel. So then that's when I met Norma in Vegas from Jaycation. Yeah.
And to me, it's just a very interesting crew of the YouTubers doing this stuff in Vegas, because it feels like the original IG foodie crew back in 2014, 2015, just kind of watching the boom happen and kind of wading your way through all the stuff going on. But that's just for me on the outside. I mean, what is it like seeing everyone else's success as well as yours?
I think it's very inspiring. I mean, just seeing everyone grow. I think it doesn't matter how fast or slow you go, as long as you see growth. I think that's really cool and awesome. But yeah, just seeing other people that I knew back in the day grow around me just kind of pushes me, and also helps me also grow myself. So everyone's growing. So it's all love in the community.
It's been interesting for me because I've been in a few other YouTubers' videos, but each of the way you guys work is quite different.
Yes.
But like when you guys were at Shane Crab, you and Norma were at Shane Crab, like she kind of already knew like what you were into as far as for like shots, and she was setting stuff up for you like when you were washing your hands in the restroom and stuff like that, which was interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of what you said about everyone having different styles. Like some people from the outside might look into it and think, oh, there's so many vloggers, it's competition. But I like to look at it as complementation, or
Complementary.
complementary.
Yeah, colleagues.
Yeah. Like how you said, we all have different styles. So everyone shoots a different type of way. We all have something unique to bring to the table. no pun intended. So I bring food. I like to really focus on food, and I would say that's kind of my strength. Vacation likes to do a lot of travel. Norma likes to do a lot of like high production value stuff. So yeah, we all kind of can, give back and forth to each other with, just the videos.
And that's a great tip for anyone looking to do content creation. Bouncing ideas off of other people more successful than you or just colleagues. It's just so important to do, and you learn a lot.
And same with you. That's why I wanted to work with you, because I saw your content. You're like you really deep dive into the food. You get a lot of cool shots of like all the pools. And that's why I like having you on the channel, because you always give another foodie perspective. And I would categorize you as like a pure foodie. Like you really know your stuff.
Oh, my waistline would agree with you. How did we connect? Was it Norma?
Oh, I saw you on Norma's channel.
Okay.
Yeah, I really, like the content. So I believe I reached out to you on Instagram, or
Think so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first one was a blast. And then we did another one, like an Asian food tour. And we just did one yesterday.
Yeah.
An epic Chinese food tour. I don't want to ruin any details because your video's not out yet. But
Stay tuned.
I still taste the mala spice in my mouth despite
That was crazy.
brushing my teeth
Yeah.
several times.
Oh, I did as well.
So people watching this are mainly on IG and TikTok. But what are some tips for people starting out on YouTube that would be important for getting the channel going?
This sounds so cliche, but I'll say be yourself and just, talk to the camera and let everything shine, like your flaws, your strengths. Kind of just put it out there and just get started today if you're having any doubts. Are you saying like what's the difference between short form and long form?
No,
or
not what's the difference, but like but I think long form feels intimidating and daunting for for people in our industry who doing a 1 minute, 1 second video seems like an hour.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll say the main thing is personality. So just let your personality shine. And I know for you, before you got on Norma's channel, I was already following your content, but I didn't really know like how you would be. So when I met you, it was a lot different than kind of what I envisioned. And not that I envisioned something bad, but you were more sociable and more friendly than I expected. So I think that's the main thing. You can really let your personality show on YouTube, because people are watching you for, at least 5 to 10 minutes. So they get to understand you a little bit better. But that's not to say that they truly know everything about you, but you let on a little bit more when you're creating content that's over 10 minutes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true. So just get it going. Did you always used a camera? You started with the Nikon. Right?
Yeah, I started with Nikon. But oddly enough, most of the videos that I posted in the beginning were from an iPhone. And I still know YouTubers today that still use iPhone because, so anyone can get started if they have a smartphone. But main tip is I had a lot of my footage like this way, so I had to really crop in.
Oh.
But just use landscape if you're going to use your iPhone.
Yeah, Raina has been using the phone since day one.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably the biggest one that I know still using the phone. But but it seems like all you guys have converted cameras. The mics always sound better anyways, the way you guys produce it. How long does it take for you to, like the video that we did yesterday, how long will that editor take to whittle it down? And then are you usually okay with what he gives you, or do you ask for corrections?
Well, for that one specifically, like, a lot. I don't know about other YouTubers, but for me, not all videos are created equal. Some videos I take more pride in producing and putting in more effort, so I'll take more time in that. And some videos I really want to edit myself, so I'm most likely gonna edit that one myself.
Oh wow!
And it would, if I really bunker down, probably within 2 days. But I
2 days. What are you doing? 8 hours a day? Less?
I go on and off. I take breaks, but I would say like 5 hours of fully working.
Wow.
2 days if I'm fast with it. but on average, it'll take 3 to 4 days for a big video. And I would categorize that one as a really big video because we went to 3 spots, a lot of details, a lot
of
shots.
hours. Yeah, you recorded a ton. So to me, it would seem crazy to kind of whittle that down. How do you even start? But yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people think most of the editing is kind of just taking in the footage, but a lot of it's just seeing what you want to let go. Because when you're recording something, it's like everything is your baby. You want to include that, but you have to kind of just let it go. So that's the big part for me for editing, to see which shots are better than others to cut.
That's good advice. Yeah, for sure. Top 3 favorite cities for food in the world, since you are the world traveler.
In the world. Okay. In no particular order.
No particular order.
Singapore. I really like the hawker centers there. I didn't get to say in the video, it was Hong Kongese, but Singapore has like all types of, Chinese food, but it kind of reminded me of Singapore with like the roasted duck, the Hainan chicken. I love Singapore because there's these hawker centers there's even Michelin star hawker stalls for great prices, and you get the food quick. There's a lot of options because in a hawker center, there'll be at least 10 to 15 spots. Really authentic food, mom and pop shops. A lot of the owners and chefs are over like 60 years old. So they have a lot of experience. Really like Singapore for Asian food. I guess I got to put Vegas up there since I do so much there. But Vegas more so because you get a little bit of everything. It's also very diverse. You can get the fine dining. And then it's cool because Vegas, there's restaurants from all parts of the states, and they'll come here and they'll open shop. And usually it's easier to get, seats in Vegas. Like, for example, Carbone. I know it's like a really famous Vegas restaurant. There's Mastro's, all of that, and they come from all parts. So I feel like you get anything in Vegas.
Yeah, pretty close these days. It's been amazing to see how much variety there is now compared to before.
And you said cities, right? Not countries?
Either one.
Cities, okay. Well, I just came back from Spain, so I had to put San Sebastian up there. I was telling you about that. It's also a foodie city. Has a lot of Michelin star restaurants too, but it kind of has that high-end feeling of food without the high-end price tag. Service is great. The food is really good. A lot of tapas. They're called pinchos in the north of Spain. And the thing about San Sebastian and Spain and the tapas is that all your food are served with drinks. So is it the opposite? No, you get the drinks and then the tapas comes with it. So you'll get a wine, Tinto Verano, which something I learned there, which is like I think that one is a red wine and Fanta, the Verano. Ooh. Yeah, it sounds
Orange
crazy.
Fanta and red wine?
Yes, but the Fanta there is more natural. So It's like an orange juice wine kind of thing. And
interesting.
There's another drink. It's wine and Coke in San Sebastian. I forgot the name of that one, but if you guys are Spanish, you would know. So you get your drinks and then you get food. So it's like a 2-in-1.
We should have been drinking that today then.
Yeah.
So red wine and Coca-Cola in a glass.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, sounds like some drunk asshole just fucked it up and
right.
started serving.
It sounds crazy, but it actually works. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll give that a shot. So with your travel, say you went to this epic trip of Spain, how much was planned out, and then did you reach out to businesses prior?
So, as compared to when I shoot videos here, not much was planned out, but I reached out to some creators that I would watch before I even would go,
right,
and people that I really want to work with. In Barcelona, I'm just gonna shout some people out. Laura Tours Barcelona. She showed me around, and we just went to some spots. But it wasn't as scripted as it is if I were to shoot something here, But I would say 80% not planned, 20% planned. Okay. But I shot a lot of content out there, so make sure you guys check that out.
Can't wait to see it. I automatically stop reading comments if the post breaks 100 and routinely never read them for many of my posts at all. How bad is that?
For you?
Say on YouTube.
On YouTube.
I never look at the comments ever.
I always try to, in the beginning, I would always respond to all my comments, and I still try to do now, but it might not be as quickly as it was in the past because there's way more comments now. But
Is it important though?
It's very important.
Should
yeah.
a professional YouTube vlogger reply to comments?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say yes, I would like to, but I also realize there will be a point where there's just too many comments. But every time I release a video, I at least try to read them within the first 48 hours and respond to as many as I can. Yes.
I'm really bad with that. One of the funniest things I've seen recently, you attempted a 6-pound burrito challenge with Reina. And to no one's surprise, she kicked your ass.
Yeah, she did.
So as soon as the clock went off, she was digging with her hands and gloves. And then for some reason, you broke out utensils. You were like taking them out of the napkin, the fork and knife. Like, what the fuck was going on there, Dan?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So I actually didn't know how this challenge would be. I don't want to say blindsided, but I didn't know what to expect. That's the thing. So I think she invited me for a video. I've seen some of her videos before, and I've seen her do eating challenges with other YouTubers. So I watched that with some of my other YouTuber friends, and they'd be challenges, but they'd be, just regular, I guess she would just eat something really big next to a friend. But this one was a challenge against the restaurant, though, contrary to popular belief. It wasn't one-on-one, even though it kind of looked that way. So the rules was you have to finish this burrito in 45 minutes. And a crowd popped up out of nowhere, and that's also something else I didn't expect. But I guess Reina just brings in crowds just naturally.
That's what she does.
It wasn't planned, but if you can see, there's a reflection on the window, and people were commenting this. And there was like a group of people lining up just watching us. So yeah, I basically didn't know what to expect. So I broke out the utensils because the burrito was way too big. So I had to cut it. And then
she's just digging through.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they told me I had 45 minutes. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, I could finish this in 45 minutes. Right. I wasn't trying to beat the record.
Right.
But yeah, I would have prepared a little bit more had I known it'd be, that serious of a challenge. But it was really fun. Shout out to Reina. She actually invited me to another foodie challenge, but I just told her I was busy. No, yeah.
Oh, I was dying. The comments were great. And yeah, it looked like a fun time. It's always fun with Reina.
Yeah, really fun.
Give me a what the fuck travel story, because obviously you've done a lot of crazy stuff.
Oh man, I had one recently, and some of you guys might not relate to this because some of you guys don't believe in ghosts. But I was in the city. It's called Santiago de Compostela. It's a religious pilgrimage place in Spain. It's like their version of the Vatican, but just to simplify it, I'm sure it's not that simple. But it's a very ancient city, and me and my friend booked this Airbnb. Walked in, it was very creepy, and I don't want to spill all the details. I kind of don't want to revisit the story, but I kid you not, there was knocks, doors were opening and shutting, and I'm telling you, I closed this door. It wasn't a faulty door. Multiple times, probably like 9 times. My friend was a skeptic. In the beginning, he was like, it's in your imagination, it's the wind. We closed all the windows. Stuff just kept happening in this house.
You stayed?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what to say.
So the first 4 happenings, we stayed. We're kind of just psyching ourselves out. And I even called my girlfriend, and she was on FaceTime, and she was like, what is that noise? And I'm like, I'm telling you, like, you're hearing this too, right? Yeah, and it was just us in the house. We did everything. We checked all the doors, but the doors kept opening, closing, opening, closing. There was a lot of religious artifacts in the room that were very weird. There was like a crucifix with missing arms. Anyways, it was
did no one fail to mention these in the reviews for Airbnb?
Okay, this is the thing.
Or you went?
It was a last minute thing since we were bouncing from city to city.
Okay.
This place had like in hindsight, looking back at it, had a fake username, a fake profile. Like the picture and the name, the account name was Turismo, which means like tourist in Spanish. And it had like 2 reviews, and one was not the best review. But anyways, we left, and shout out to Airbnb, but they got us a hotel, and it was worth way more than what we paid for that one. I think it was like, they told us they'll comp us or they'll return us like $250 if we book in another hotel for safety purposes. And that was like at 3 a.m. So at 4 a.m. we left the city. 6 a.m. we found a place, slept a little bit, and then moved on to the next city. But that was a really WTF moment.
Absolutely. I find it hard to believe a customer service representative for Airbnb would be like, okay, you stayed in a haunted place? Okay, we'll get this straightened out.
We just said that we didn't want to be there anymore. We thought there were safety concerns. We just told them straight up. We said there was knocks on the door. That's what we told them. Like, people were knocking on our door, and then when we opened it, there was no one there. So yeah, I'm sure some of you guys don't believe this, but I
That's
don't
wild.
care. It happened.
Wild. All right. Fitness is a big part of your life. Talk to me about the balance between all the food you crush and health.
Okay, well, so yeah, that's probably one of my number one comments I get all the time. Like, how do you eat so much food? How do you stay relatively fit? I actually gained a lot of weight during quarantine. You can flash some before and after pictures. I'll send you some. So I would say I'm like 5'8", 5'9" on a good day. But I weighed back then like 190. I weigh one now. Now I fluctuate around like 160, 165. But I was a lot heavier back then, and because that was when I was starting making my content, so I was trying to, eat as much food, and also we got really complacent during quarantine. But I went on kind of like a weight loss journey within 2 years after that time. So I would say I hit the gym maybe 5 to 6 times a week, around
Dang.
a 2-hour workout. And I intermittent fast, so people think that I eat all the time in my content. When I'm not filming, most of the time I'm editing, and when I'm editing, I don't eat that much. Yeah.
So, like prepping for a trek like we did yesterday, do you do anything prior?
So prior to a trip, like a whole trip, like
Yeah.
to Vegas, how I had like a 5-day block of filming, I kind of prepare before I film. I don't know how familiar you are with like bodybuilding, but a lot of bodybuilders, they'll diet and prep for the show. So for me, I would kind of prep before shooting, kind of similar concept, but I'll just eat relatively. I don't track my macros or anything like that. I know a lot of fitness people, they'll track to a T. I don't have enough time for that. I'm not that OCD. I'm pretty OCD though, but so I will just weigh myself in the morning, my weight without eating any food, and so I track my weight throughout the week. And then I adjust my food according to how much my weight fluctuates. So I try to stay between 160 and 165 pounds for my height.
All right.
Yeah,
Good to
but intermittent fasting is what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bodybuilders that follow Amano, and I see them
Mm-hmm.
after they do Mr. Olympia or whatever. They beeline it up there and they're flexing with a couple of fat babies.
Yeah.
And that always intrigued me. How
Yeah.
that's what they crush after, not
Yeah.
like, I don't know, a chicken salad or something.
Yeah. They call that carbing up.
Right.
Yeah. But
Sounds like fun.
it's crazy.
What are your thoughts on other social media platforms, since you do have a bit of a presence on there? How important is it to you to grow IG or TikTok?
I wouldn't say I'm going all in on growing it, but I sustain it. So to me, after YouTube, I'll say Instagram is the most important because I just like being on it. And Instagram, you can reach out to people one-on-one. You can message, businesses, other influencers. So I'll post a lot of what I'm doing on a day-to-day there because I could get content out to my viewers even on the same day with stories. We posted a lot of stories on there. But I do a lot Instagram Reels. I need to get on TikTok. I post on TikTok sometimes, but I really got to motivate myself to post on TikTok. And YouTube Shorts as well, even though I don't post that much on there. But there's some comments too on my YouTube Shorts that say like, I'm unfollowing you because you're posting shorts. Because some
That's an
people
interesting
really
thing. Yeah.
prefer long form over shorts and vice versa.
Right. So a lot of people in our field have all the shorts, but the idea is that the long form will not work on our feeds on YouTube because people are expecting shorts and vice versa for long format to shorts. I mean, a lot of the big time people will do separate channels.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to keep it all in one?
Not on purpose. I just haven't been uploading
Okay,
shorts
right.
on YouTube, but that might be a good. In a nutshell, I focus more on long form. That's my bread and butter. I will do that, and then when I have time, I will splice up the footage there from the videos that I really enjoy. And if I think they're valuable and they can provide like a quick punch to the audience, I'll post it on Instagram Reels. For example, my lobster video I did in the Universal Studio City Walk at Cafe Sierra. That one did very well because I think a lot of people would like to know where you could get all you could eat king crab and lobster. And it did convert well. So, yeah.
Buffets always crush it.
Yeah,
on
for
YouTube,
sure.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
For all you guys, it's an automatic success.
Yep.
Are there any other types of content where you know it's going to smash? Besides having me?
I was going to say, whenever having a Las Vegas Phil feature, of course. But for me, it's buffets and also doing food tours. I mostly focus on that. Just giving the best value. And I kind of already can tell when a video is going to do well. If I really enjoy my experience, I'm sure other people will enjoy that as well. So I always try to bring the best quality places on my channel. And I really just try to focus on the best recommendations and places I think I would enjoy. And that's also another topic too. People always comment and say stuff like, oh yeah, this is fake. Like you can't like everything you eat. But I research the places before I go there. And I ask experts like Phil, where can I go? So
if you find good spots all the time, and there are plenty of them,
mm-hmm.
you don't have to eat at a bad place.
Yeah.
But it's obviously had to have happened.
Yes.
Like you planned on doing this, this, and this, and it all goes to shit.
Yeah, for sure. It has happened.
Do you have a story?
I want to say not terrible, but if I do not like a place, I will say it on the camera. And it's usually not terrible, like a 1-star review. But you can kind of tell since I try to be very organic on the camera, candid. So if I don't like anything, you kind of read it in my face. But yeah, I don't know if okay, I will say this. One of my least favorite buffets in Vegas is the Bellagio when I went, because there's a lot of factors. Because because as you guys know, in Vegas, there's the high tier expensive buffets and mid tier, low tier. That one was one of the more pricey ones. And then when I went there, it just didn't match up to the price. So I did a kind of like a bad review there. And then organically, other YouTubers felt the same. Like Norma didn't like her experience there. But not to trash them. I mean, definitely try it. It might have gotten better now. But that was one of the most memorable experiences where I was going to try a buffet or a restaurant and then end up not being that great.
They're only open for lunch now, I think.
I think I went during brunch, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while ago. So.
But the reputation of Bellagio Buffet, you think
Mm-hmm.
it's grand, it should be amazing. But that sucks. As a well-seasoned traveler, people would love some tips, like, for example, what brand of shoes should you wear when you're walking around doing 20K, 30K steps?
Oh, it's crazy. I just took it off, but I usually wear. Well, I did my trip in Spain. I just wore these Nike Dunks. Everyone has these. I don't know if you captured this. Just the Panda Nike Dunks.
No blisters.
No blisters. I walked a lot. They weren't bad, but they were brand new when I left, so they'll probably give me trouble now. But I would say any Nike kind of running shoe. I have some Nike React Infinities. Anything that has a little like cushion boost. But yeah, my shoes do. My feet do get tired at the end of the day, but good shoes do help. And I don't wear it now, but Ultra Boost have the most comfortable sole.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
They're one of the OGs.
What do you do to get over jet lag?
Oh my gosh, I had actually the worst jet lag for my last trip because I was there so long. They say you should get sun, and I don't believe this, but I guess scientifically they say if you spend one whole day in the sun, you'll get over your jet lag within 24 hours, but I don't believe this because
who has time to stay in the sun for?
Yeah, because I'll say I got over my last jet lag. It took like 3 or 4 days, but I'll say get exercise and sun.
Okay.
It's more of the body cramps now, just being in a long flight. You get really sore afterwards, just sitting on like a 10-hour flight.
My wife has one of those things where she puts it on the tray and hangs her legs over, like hangs her legs out for circulation on the plane.
Circulation, that's the word.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've seen the TikTok pillows where the people hug it and all that. Do you use any of those products?
I need the neck things. My girlfriend let me borrow one when we went on a trip together, and it really helped. I need to get my own. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Any travel products like a suitcase or something for the plane that you would recommend for someone as seasoned as yourself?
Do you know? Yeah, I should get the bag for this, but Osprey, it's actually right there. You want me to show it?
Yeah, sure. I need a new bag anyway.
Yeah, this one is any traveler.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow,
Right here.
okay.
The Osprey.
Okay.
Fun fact: I spent 3.5 weeks in Spain, and all I had was this.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was free everywhere I went because it's considered.
Sit down.
It was free everywhere I went because it's considered a personal item. So yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Osprey.
3
it's-
weeks.
Yeah, I've had this for almost 6 years.
So you just carry another pair of shoes in that and all the clothes?
One pair of shoes. I have packing cubes. That's also an essential.
Okay.
So have you heard of those?
No.
No? Okay. So they're kind of like vacuum seals for clothes. So there's different types of packing cubes, but if you want to really save space, there's even like the vacuum one where you can like compress the clothes by sucking out all the air, and then it'll kind of flatten all the clothes you have. I just have basic packing cubes, so it'll have like 2 zippers. So I fold all of them, put them in there, zip it, and then kind of tighten it. And I shove it in there. And whenever I get the chance to use laundry, I'll wash my clothes. But Osprey, packing cubes, and what was the question again? Travel essentials?
Travel essentials for you. But those are all
And-
good ones. I'm going to look in the cubes. Let me tell you, doing laundry internationally fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause they don't. I don't know which country you've been to, but
I was in Japan recently doing it.
because they don't have dryers, right?
Well, it's all in one.
Oh, okay, never
Yeah.
mind. So a lot of European countries I've been to, they don't really have dryers, so you gotta hang everything. Obviously not everywhere, but dryers aren't common everywhere. So that's the only thing I would say is the dryers.
So get dry fit type clothes instead and hope for the best.
Yeah, dry fit or time.
Okay. Where do you want to vlog next if you can travel anywhere? Or what's the plan? Do you have plans already?
No, I don't have plans, but I saw your trip in Japan. Japan has always been on the list for a while for food. I usually try to choose spots to go where there's really good food. And so Japan, and where's the place that has really good steak? Is that Venezuela that has really good steak? Argentina. Argentina.
Yeah, they eat the whole damn cow.
Yeah, somewhere in South America. I don't think I've been to South America before.
Yeah, neither have I. And Argentina is definitely up there. Brazil's up there for me too.
Yeah, Brazil, Argentina, maybe in Peru.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're kind of wrapping up now, but Dan, what I'd like if you could shout out something or someone who inspires you for the audience.
Okay, my girlfriend Leia, she helps me a lot on all this stuff. She's very supportive, and she actually helps like hands-on stuff too. Sometimes with flights, itineraries, logistics, planning, stuff like that. She knows how to edit. I've had her help me edit a video before, but she hates that. So
How long you guys been together?
9 years.
Okay. Because if you Google Dan versus World, Dan versus World girlfriend is the second search.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So her, multiple people,
Anything you want.
my family, mom, dad, everyone, the homies. You guys know who you are. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Dan, it was awesome having you on.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. Like I said, Las Vegas Phil is always a great guest on my channel as well. So make sure you guys check out our new video. And yeah, Dan versus World.
Very cool. See you next week.
All right. Deuces.
Awesome. Deuces.